So good morning, everyone. I am at the Carolina Tiger Rescue outside of Pittsboro. It's actually just about 10 minutes from my house. I live in Pittsboro. And so I'm really excited. I'm meeting with their education director here this morning. So let's go find Katie. So this is Katie Cannon, and she's the education director here. Has been here for 6 years. She was a special ed teacher before that. And so how many acres are there here, Katie?
So we currently have 67 acres. We're using about 35 of it.
And the total number of animals you have now?
We have 47 right now.
47. Good footage here. All right, so we got 3 beautiful tigers here. So Katie, tell us about them.
So this is India. The big guy in the back, he's a little hard to see. That's Capriccio. He's our heaviest at about 460 pounds.
Wow, oh, so beautiful. Look at him. Oh my goodness. And you said they came from Colorado?
Yep, and then we have Carolina chasing the buzzards. Yeah, so they came from a roadside zoo out in Colorado. That roadside zoo was speed breeding for people to be able to take pictures with and interact with the cubs. Because of that, these guys were removed from their mother. Their mothers, Capriccio and India, these two are brother and sister. They came from the same litter. But they were removed from their mother at birth. So she could be bred again, and so that they would be more used to humans. Because of that, if you notice, Capriccio's got a bowed leg. He has metabolic bone disease. So these guys grow from 2 to 3 pounds at birth to full grown in just over 2 years. So they grow fast, and if not given the proper nutrients from mom and the proper diet, then they grow big but not strong. So Capriccio, 2 weeks ago, actually had injections in his knee, both his back knees, to help with the pain and all of that. They actually do that with horses.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, so
Labors,
he's 10 years old. They're all 10. They should live.
Yeah, how long do they live to?
So in the wild, 8 to 10 years.
Here
in captivity, our oldest tigers were 22.
Wow. That's amazing.
We don't know that he'll live to 22. That's a lot of weight on those joints. He has pretty significant arthritis and torn ligaments and all because of that breeding and that metabolic bone disease. So, and for many reasons, including habitat destruction, they cannot be introduced into the wild. So every hour, 300 football fields worth of native tiger habitat over in Asia is clear cut and burned for palm oil plantations. And unfortunately, palm oil is in 50% of consumable goods here in the United States. It's in cereal, it's in shampoo, body wash, anything and everything you can think of, it's in there. Yep, so
all right, so here's a male and female lion.
That's Roman and Reina. Roman is the male, Reina's the female. Lions are your only sexually dimorphic cats, meaning you can tell from a distance the difference between the male and the female. Obviously the male has that big mane, and the females do not.
Oh, so pretty.
And these guys came from a failed rescue up in Ohio.
So tell them what that means.
Yeah, so this woman had the best interest in mind of trying to rescue wildcats from various situations, private owners and exploitation, but she took in way too many and ran out of money. It costs us $80,000 a year just to feed our animals.
Gosh.
That's not upkeep, that's not staffing, that's not maintenance, it's just to feed them.
Say it again, their names.
So Zari is the smaller female and Kitwana is the bigger
male. Okay, and they're caracals.
Yeah, so these guys came from the same rescue as the 3 tigers over in Colorado. Back in 2016, it was our largest rescue to date. We rescued 16 animals.
Wow.
The guy there at the roadside zoo had 110 animals on about 4 acres of land.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Packed in.
Look at I love their beautiful ears.
Yeah, so these guys are known for their ability to jump really high. They can jump about 12 feet up in the air.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, catch birds as they fly by.
Oh my goodness.
And then also, of course, they're known for their ears.
Yeah, they're so distinctive. Beautiful.
Crazy tufts of hair on top of their ears. So scientists don't know why they have those. It could be to help catch birds. If they're sitting in the tall grasses of the savanna, they flip tops of their ears. They look like insects, so they come down.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
Oh, they're really beautiful. Wow. So
This is Elvis. He's a serval. Servals are native to Africa, and he was dropped off on our doorstep several years ago. We didn't know he was coming. We had gotten a call the day before on a Sunday that a woman knew a friend who had a serval and it wasn't working out, and wanted to bring him to a set day. But when we take in a rescue, we have to be sure that we have space and we can care for them for the rest of their lives. So we needed to look at everything and talk to our curator. And then when we asked for her information so we could call her back, she hung up. And then the next morning, he was in a crate, in a dog crate outside the gates with a black sheet over it and a note on top that described that he had been given the best care and plenty of room to roam and the best wildcat food money can buy. But in getting a look at him, we realized that that wasn't the case. Saber.
Oh man, so beautiful. Tell us about Saber.
So Saber clearly is a white tiger. White tigers come from mutations. When people are breeding for white tigers, they're inbreeding tigers. And so because of that, they have can have a lot of health defects.
Yeah.
Because of all that inbreeding, so they can be born with scoliosis, epilepsy, blindness, or deafness. They're all cross-eyed.
Oh my goodness.
They all have blue eyes.
Oh wow.
And that is he's not something you would find in the wild, so although the genetic mutation can end up in the wild, it's going to be between 1 in every 10 to 15,000 births of Bengal tigers only. So the odds of one being born in the wild is non-existent at this point.
Really? Wow.
So when you see a white tiger, he was selectively bred, which means that people didn't care about his genetics. He was from that Colorado rescue as well.
Wow.
He was used in a magic show at one point.
Oh, okay.
And had his teeth filed down and was declawed so that he was safer to handle. So he's had to have root canals on all 4 of his canines.
Oh.
People are pretty awful to animals.
That's terrible. I grew up in Colorado. This makes me sad. Do you know where it was in Colorado? Oh.
Serenity Springs.
Great. So Katie, tell us about how people can volunteer here, like these 2 wonderful people.
So these are 2 of our animal care volunteers. I think we have 5 or 6 of them here this morning.
Wow.
One of the jobs they work closely with animal keepers, and one of their jobs is to go in and clean out enclosures. So Christine is changing out Anthony's straw. Straw is a good insulator and help keep him warm on the cold nights.
And it's Anthony the leopard.
Anthony is the leopard.
Kind of sort of seeing over there.
Yeah. So one thing to note is we never share the same space with the animals because they're wild and dangerous. Doesn't matter that they've been around humans their entire life. They are wild and dangerous. So
Yep.
he is in a separate part of his enclosure.
Nice. And most of your funding comes from donations and then some grants.
And some grants. The education department gets some educational grants. Otherwise, we raise our own money. It comes from ticket sales.
Yeah. Right.
And all that.
That's wonderful. Oh, good job, guys. Well, I hope you all enjoyed our tour of the Tiger Rescue, and I hope sometime you'll get out there yourself. I really enjoyed being there. Let me close our time with an interfaith prayer. We are thankful for this earth, our home, for the bright, wide sky and the blessed sun, for the oceans and streams, for the towering hills and trees and the whispering wind. We thank you for these wonders of nature that we are able to experience. We thank you for our senses by which we hear the songs of birds and see the myriad of amazing animals, taste autumn's fruit, and rejoice in the feel of snow and smell the breath of spring flowers. Grant us a heart opened wide to all this beauty. We ask all of this with a thankful heart. Amen.
Hope you all have a great day.